Hello, friends. I am a grateful follower of Christ. I struggle with the painful hurt of divorce, food issues, pride, and all kinds of hurts, habits, and hangups. And my name is Eric. I want to ask you a couple questions. Have you ever been swimming in a river or an ocean? What is one of the first things that you notice whenever you are swimming in a river or an ocean? When you stop swimming, what happens? Do you just float there in the same place? The answer to that question is no, you do not. You actually start drifting because there is a current moving you in a certain direction. A few years ago, my wife and I went swimming in the ocean. As we started wading out into deeper waters, we looked back and the stuff that we had left on the beach had moved. It was further away from us than when it was where we started. And so it actually had not moved. We had actually moved because there was a current that was moving us down the beach away from our stuff. And I've noticed that that's a little bit like my Christian life, is that if I stop swimming towards God, stop moving towards God, I drift and I never drift towards God. Have you ever noticed that when we stop doing the things that bring us closer to God, that we drift away from God? Hebrews 13:14 says that we are not of this world. And Ephesians 6:12 says that we are fighting against the rulers and authorities of an unseen world. Those two verses tell me that my permanent residence is not here on this earth, and that I am fighting an unseen enemy, a negative current, if you will, that's trying to pull me away from God. So if I am here on this earth and this is not my permanent residence and there's a current that's pulling me away from God, I've got to swim towards God. Have you ever noticed the little ichthus fish, the Christian fish, and that it's pointed in the opposite direction of where all the other fish are swimming? That's because we have to swim towards God against the current. I want to encourage you today that if you feel like that your life has been drifting away from God, then that means that we have stopped swimming towards God and we are drifting away from God. I want to encourage you. James 4:8 says, "Come close to God and he will come close to you." 1 Corinthians 10:12 says, "If you think you are standing firm, be careful that you don't fall." I want to encourage you today to keep swimming towards God. At Celebrate Recovery, Principle 7 says, "Reserve a daily time with God for self-examination, Bible reading, and prayer in order to know God and his will for my life and to gain the power to follow that will." I need to swim towards God. I need to keep swimming. I want to encourage you to reserve that time with God, spend time with God, go to your church, your fellowship, worship God, draw near to him, and he will draw near to you. I hope this video finds you in a good place, but if you find that you are drifting away from God, start swimming towards him, and he will meet you where you are. I hope things are going well for you. May God bless you, and may God bless your family.